Hey, Outlander Cast clan, guess what? Black Friday is coming up real quick, and Castle Massey wants you to know that they've got you covered. Castle Massey's dedication to customer service and product quality really knows no bounds, and to prove it, just for Black Friday, they are offering deals up to 25% off. And as a special just to the Outlander Cast clan, if you use the coupon code OutlanderCastBF, that's right, OutlanderCast, B as in black and F as in Friday, at checkout from castlemassey.com, they're going to give you another 20% off on top of the original discounted price. That is potentially 45% off your purchase.
Hold on.
Yeah?
You know, I think this is going to be a first time ever for a sponsor.
So
I gave him the long one
guys.
For that.
Seriously. So stop wasting time, brain power. You basically just need to head to castlemassey.com to check out this amazing deal. Don't forget, Outlander Cast BF.
Do you trust me, Claire?
With my life.
And with your heart?
Always.
And this will be our home. And we'll call it Fraser's Ridge.
All the way from Providence, Rhode Island, welcome to Outlander Cast. It's a podcast dedicated to the show Outlander on Stars. Hello, everybody. How's it going? My name is Mary Larson.
My name's Blake, and I feel like every time I hear the word always, I can't think but help of one thing.
You're a wizard, Harry.
I can't, anytime I hear the word always.
I know.
That was supposed to be like this beautiful little moment, and she says always, and all I could think of was freaking Snape and having a doe as his
Patronus.
As his Patronus.
I got you, boo.
I mean, this is like legitimate.
Yeah, your
This
nerd
is
level
real
just got
nerd
up.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like I'm intermixing two different fandoms.
But this is one of the reasons that I love you and why so many listeners love us as well. Well, before we get to the rest of the show, we want to make sure that you are following Outlander Cast and, of course, subscribed to the podcast. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all with the title Outlander Cast. And you can also become an official member of the Outlander Cast clan at OutlanderCastClan.com. That's right, OutlanderCastClan.com, guys. Check it out. That is where you can get great benefits, extras this season, like the extra off-air After Dark podcast episode, or as Blake likes to say,
After dark.
access to special Outlander Cast giveaways, which you hear more about at the end of this episode. There's free swag and much more. Okay, Blake, let's get into the show.
Getting right into it.
Right into it, my friend.
So the episode title was called The False Bride, which is entitled after the song that
Roger sang.
Your boy Roger sang.
Yep.
And I think Mary's crush on Roger has I think it's increased at a nominal rate of about 150%.
That's a good assumption.
Yeah, I'm a little jealous of Roger right now because the man can play the guitar, he can sing, he's got like this great beard action going.
You've got a good beard.
Yeah, it's not as good as Roger's.
No,
it's not as good. I don't got the connectors. I don't got the connectors that connect my mustache to my chin. That's the problem. That's okay. It's
the
fine.
Connectors.
His beard game's on fire.
Truly, just like the stag.
You're a wizard, Harry.
I got you. I got you. All right, so tell me some of the details of this episode.
The writer was Jennifer Yale, and this
Yep.
is a first-time writer for Outlander. She was brought in for season 4 of Outlander, and she's actually...
She needs all the snaps. All the snaps.
yes, she
First-time
does.
writer, and it was this episode. Well done.
You know what? I'll even do it again.
Jennifer Yale. Well done.
That's right, girlfriend. She gets the outstanding 2 outstandings in this episode. Welcome to the family, Jennifer. She is again a new producer on the show as well. She's actually been a staff writer for season 8 of Dexter, which for most of you Dexter fans, you know that it's a bunch of garbage. Mm-hmm. And she was probably actually brought on by the previous writer for Do No Harm, which is Karen Campbell, who also served in season 8 of Dexter. So there's the connection between those two. She was also a story editor and she wrote one episode of Da Vinci's Demons, which is also on Starz.
Okay.
And she's actually written an episode of that terrific show on FX called Legion. It's within the X-Men universe, and your boy Matthew Crawley is the main actor.
Okay. Yes.
And he's incredible. The whole show is incredible. It's an amazing show. Show run by Noah Hawley. So this is, unfortunately, this is her only episode of Outlander this season.
Jenny.
So I'm just saying that out there right now. It's unfortunate. We'll get into why. The director was Ben Bolt, who has directed a ton of like random television shows and a ton of like foreign television shows. But
Plus, he has a great name.
The Ben Bolt, I know. I was going to say something. I'm not going to say it. It sounds like another name that you'd use in an industry that it's going to be unmentioned here.
Okay, please don't.
He's directed actually an episode, 2 episodes of Downton Abbey, episodes 102 and 103 of Downton Abbey, and also an episode of Vikings, another great show on the History Channel. So, and the DP is a brand new guy. He's like straight up Dutch. His name's Stijn van der Veken.
Oh, nice.
And he has done a ton of Dutch independent films and like shorts, but he also worked on that show Shetland as a DP as well. Nice. So there's the details, the deets, as the young kids say.
Yes.
For this episode.
So now it's time for our kilt rating for this episode. Guys, I'm giving it a big old 5. I'm giving it a big old 5, and I'm so excited. This is a good old episode.
Yeah.
Such a good episode that one of my favorite threads on Facebook, it's the Midnight Maniacs. Shout out to my Midnight Maniacs Facebook Messenger thread. Our dear friend Ann Gavin was writing, I'm watching it a 3rd time. I just can't stop hitting replay. And I was like, it is that good. It's that good that you just want to hit replay yet again. Mm-hmm. And that's how you know it's a good old 5. How about you, Blake?
I'm giving this one a 4.9. I liked it.
That's pretty much a 5.
It's almost a 5. And I liked it better than the premiere. So I'm take cornered on this one because I gave the premiere a 4.8.
Okay.
And since I'm cornered and I liked it better than the premiere, I got to go 4.9. It's not 5. It ain't perfect. There's a couple of things in there that put it down. But this is what makes a good Outlander episode.
Yes.
It's got a little bit of humor. It's got a little bit of plot. It's got a whole lot of investment in character relationships, and there's also this bit of involvement of the supernatural and the mystery all over again. And not only that, your girl Jennifer Yale. I mean, can I count her as my girl?
Sure, she could be ours.
Okay,
our girl,
Jennifer Yale lets all of that allowed to have the time to breathe.
Yes,
and which is something that I feel like the previous episode didn't really have. And you all know, all the Outlander cast clan, you know how much I want things to breathe. And this episode was a perfect example of that. My darling, what do you got for your GBG?
Oh, my GBG. Ready for this? Drum roll. One of the things that I was looking the most forward to in season 4 was Strawberry Fields.
Oh, okay.
Because that was, what made Jamie and Claire originally stop.
What, like the Beatles, Strawberry
and
Fields? They didn't play that
realized
song.
that this is where they wanted to have Fraser's Ridge. This is home. So home the place has been established. What a beautiful shot. However, I need to say a couple of things about those strawberries, even though this is my good. I still don't really understand what season we're supposed to be in, guys. I thought we were in fall in North Carolina. I don't know about you.
I think it's just permanent foliage.
Yeah, permanent golden, like autumnal foliage. And strawberries don't come around here in the fall. That's a late spring kind of thing. Anyway, the other thing I had to say about strawberries was, I'm sorry, but if I was Claire and if I was knocked out and hiding under a tree and cold and sopping and wet, and by the time Jamie found me and we kept going far, far away on our horses, I would not have just picked a couple of berries and eaten like I was Sam Hewen in real life. I would have literally gotten on all fours and mouthed all of those strawberries off and stuffed my face. So props to Kat and Sam for not doing what Jamie and Claire would have done, which is, oh my God, I'm so hungry. But yes, seeing Strawberry Fields and finding Fraser's Ridge, that was my good. My bad. My bad. A little awkward and hard to say this, guys. Bree's smacking of Roger. A, ouch, what is going on? B, it was so hard that he bled. His mouth was bleeding. So I don't like when couples are hitting each other in this series. I'm not a fan for that. And I know that he was like talking about.
He said some bad stuff there.
Yeah, but so here's the thing. He said some bad stuff. What would have happened if this was opposite and had Roger smacked Bree so hard that her mouth would have bled?
Good one.
Would we be like, oh, whatevs? She called him a slut. Totally okay. She deserved it. No, we wouldn't. So I was like, okay, kind of felt uncomfortable when the smack came. And then when I saw a little blood on my Roger's lip, I was like, oh, hell no.
Could this have to do with the fact that you just are slightly biased towards Roger?
I don't know. That's why I want people to let me know.
You did just say my Roger's lip. I'm just throwing that out there.
I'm just saying, did anyone else see that and go, excuse me, Bree? What'd you just do? Girl. And then my great is next year's Highlander games across the world. Attendance is going to be insane, and everyone's going to be saying, "Where's the stag?" Because that Highland Games presentation, like the way they were able to do that with what they said 200 people max, they were just like, okay, girls who are dancing, after this you're then gonna go and you're gonna be part of the Stewart family and just say yeah. Like they just used that small amount of people, that small space, to really create this beautiful, engaging, fun event that if you have not gone to a Highland Games before, now you're probably going to want to go.
Absolutely.
So that made me excited. It was just the whole Highland Games experience. I want to dance. I can't wait to take you.
I totally want to go.
I know. You just need to stop working all the time, and then you can come. I've been going.
Yeah, that's actually true. You have.
How about
gone.
you? What's your GBG?
Well, as a lot of you know who are listeners of the This Is Us 2 podcast, the other podcast that Mary and I do about This Is Us on NBC, you know that there's a thing in there that I always say, which is, I want horses, not ponies. You can't have 6 ponies and make up for one good horse.
Correct.
You can't have 6 medium episodes and say, that's all made up for one really good episode. Well, I am extremely proud to say that I got some big horses in this episode. And the good, well, it's a tie for me, really, which is, I finally got a grip on why Roger and Bree are so appealing to the book readers, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But I finally I can get my hands in something and say, okay, I see it, and it's not for the reasons that you're thinking. By the way, it's because they're so imperfect.
Yep.
Like they're the opposite of Jamie and Claire, and I'm kind of like,
they're like so nerdy.
I'm into that,
right?
I'm into that.
Welcome to the club, my friend.
So, also, secondly, and it's a tie-in to it, which is, it appears that we have a new Roger and Bree theme. The song that was playing as they were doing the Kaylee dancing.
It almost started to sound like the Druids dance. So I was like, is this the Druids dance?
Right.
What's going on? And then it wasn't. And I was like, oh, this is Bree and Roger. Roger.
Yeah. So I was kind of into that too. The bad for me also a tie. The slow-mo at the end of the Bree and Roger dance.
Oh, don't hate.
Oh,
Was it totally Jack and Kate from Titanic?
yes, it was. Sorry, that's I'm not allowed to sing. That's
No.
a commandment. That whole slow-mo thing, it's super cliche, and I don't like how it looks. It looks jagged on the screen when they do it. It's like.
Oh my God, I
It's like
loved it because I
buffering.
was pretending I was Bree.
Oh my God.
Giggling like that's what I would see if I was dancing with Roger.
You know what Mary was thinking the entire time?
What?
Yep.
Just picture it, guys. Slow motion that part. And just picture yourself seeing that.
That's
You're down. You're
That's
down.
what Mary was thinking the entire time.
Don't be smacking my man.
Oh my God. Seriously, dude. Seriously, you're such a freaking nerd with Roger.
And that's why you love me.
I
And that's
do.
why you're actually liking Bree and Roger
I
so
do,
much too.
but I just didn't like the slow mo.
You're welcome.
I thought that was it's when you look at it, it looks jagged. It doesn't look uniform, and it's just very cliche, and it's super awkward. But everything leading up to that, the slow mo was fantastic. I loved that whole bit. The other one though is the green screen at the end with Claire and Jamie.
Yeah.
Now listen, I know a lot of people have been hopping on this, the whole green screen thing, and I get it.
It's on par with the Bang hate. The green screen hate and
Yeah.
the Bang hate. But I think the Bang hate is currently winning.
The bang
Especially after this episode.
the bang hate sucks.
He needs a headband.
Oh my God. Just needs a whole new wig.
Terry Dresbach just needed to say, before I leave, please make
Just
Jamie
get rid of these freaking bangs. Oh my God,
just give
that's
Jamie
terrible.
a headband with some leftover kilt.
It just looks dirty, and it looks like dog hair. That's what it looks to me. Like you know those dogs with the
We
super
all
long
know,
hair?
Blake. We all know.
Okay.
We don't need to talk about it because we all know.
But
We're all seeing it
listen.
every week. Go away, Bangs.
For Outlander and for any other show, I can actually look past the green screen because sometimes a show is just trying to tell a story where it's necessary to have a green screen.
Yeah.
And you can look past it because that's just part of the DNA of the show.
Yeah.
The problem that I feel like everybody is getting on Outlander for it is we have been
Spoiled.
very spoiled with the surroundings and the settings of Outlander because they've all been natural. They've all been real settings.
Mm-hmm.
And our eyes have been trained to have that spectacular setting and that spectacular scenery in Scotland. That scenery is part of the visual vocabulary of Outlander.
Agreed.
And then all of a sudden, we have to go from those natural, beautiful settings to sometimes getting them, but supplementing it with this really weird green screen, especially when you and where it really shows is when you have two real people like Jamie and Claire, or real objects like bushes and trees, and they're put in front of that green screen.
Yes.
And your eye is just too smart. Your eye is trained to discern the uncanny valley, like the fakeness of it all.
Correct.
If they just had a green screen, a digital shot, like last season with the digital shots of the ships.
Yeah.
Your eye wasn't like, oh my God, that's so fake. You just accepted it because it's a digital shot with digital things. But when you put real people in front of these digital scenes or objects, it's like, ooh. It kind of reminds me of the digital baby in Twilight.
Stop.
Remember that?
Yup.
You're like, oh my, why didn't you just have a real baby? Like, what are you talking about?
Can't.
Anyway, but my great. And so, but those bad things, they're kind of nitpicky. It is what it is. And I think that speaks more to the quality of the episode because they're just nitpicky.
Mm-hmm.
But the great, absolute great, what made the whole episode for me.
I just pulled up a picture of that baby from Twilight.
Oh my God. It's
Right?
so bad. It's so bad. Oh, man. The absolute great is the moment between Roger and Bree when he greets her at the airport. It's this super awkward, like, embrace. And are they going to kiss? Are they not going to kiss moment? And they're both trying to figure their way through it. Mm-hmm. And the cliche is a picture shows 1,000 words. It says 1,000 words. And absolutely, it's cliche for a reason.
Yes.
You don't need to hear any dialogue. You don't need to hear any voice. You don't need to hear anything. You immediately know, instantly, the status of this relationship the second you see the two embrace and have this awkward moment between each other, right? Mm-hmm. You can tell that they're like excited to see each other, but they're not really sure how to interact, and like, oh my God, I'm just so happy to see you, but we're not close enough yet to kiss, and I've only talked to you a couple of times, and this and that.
So good.
Which makes it even fun. Which makes it even more worse when Roger ends up is like, hey, you want to marry me? Dude, like 2 days ago, you weren't even sure if you wanted to kiss me when you first saw me, and now you're asking me to marry you? Yeah, like, you sang a song, you're cool. But are you marriage worthy yet?
Yeah, you sang a song. You're cool.
But you got your beard game's on fire, but are you ready to be married? Marriage items yet?
Having 4 kids.
Yeah, and a couple of dogs, and I don't blame Bree.
Who are you?
So what I'm
Are
getting
you Gaston?
what I'm getting at is
my wife massaging my feet by the fire.
I just think
You don't know what I'm talking about?
of course I know what you're talking about. You're the one who was singing Gaston in the middle of the night the other night.
I know.
I just think that going from that awkward kiss to where they were, and that visual storytelling is just
Agreed.
It's spectacular. It's spectacular. It really was. And our girl Jennifer Yale made that happen.
She rocks.
So, how do you want to attack this episode, my darling?
I don't know.
Why don't we start with Roger and Bree, and then
Yes,
we'll move.
please.
Because man.
Yes, please.
Man.
You're welcome.
Oh. All right, so we'll start with them, and then we'll move into Jamie and Claire,
Okay.
and do all that
I'm
other
down.
stuff. So, there's another moment that stood out to me when Bree calls him her boyfriend.
Oh, yeah. She lays that down. She also lays that kiss in the car.
Oh, yeah. She's just like, give me a kiss. I thought that was a great little moment, too. Like, the car goes wild.
Bree's a strong-willed woman.
Bree is an absolute amalgam of both her mother and her father. She has this, like, beauty about her, number one, but also, like, just this charisma that her father has.
And yet strength.
And, like, stubbornness and strength. And I'm going to do what I want to do type feel from her.
Sophie Skelton was so good in this episode.
She really was, dude.
Right?
Oh, my
We're
God.
like, oh, we like Bree now. We like Bree. I mean...
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that Bree was a struggle for a while on screen, as she was supposed to be.
Struggle ain't the word, kid.
She was supposed to be, but now it was really enjoyable to see her on screen.
I will say that I really feel like both Roger and Bree came into their own in this episode.
Agreed.
Especially Sophie Skelton with her accent. I always felt like since season 2, her accent was really labored. Like she was, it's like when someone tries the Boston accent that like Benedict Cumberbatch, when he did the Boston accent, you're like, oh my God, dude. Oh, you're trying way too hard.
She probably listened to Outlander cast over the break, over Droughtlander,
yeah, I know.
for filming. And they said, we know about this podcast with these 2 weirdos from New England. Okay. And if you listen to them enough,
you're going to get it.
You're going to get how to speak like a New Englander.
I'll tell you, I felt like she wasn't trying. I always felt like she was just like pushing it out because that's what she needed to do, and she wasn't comfortable with it. But do you think that she was a lot less labored with her accent and her acting in this episode?
I think she listened to Outlander cast on repeat.
On repeat, over and over and over again.
Roger said, when do you want to meet at the games? And she said, after dark.
After dark. I want to meet you after dark over by the park.
By the Packy.
Go get a couple of beers at the Packy.
Maybe stop by Dunk's after. Because I'm going to be wicked tired.
I wanted a medium hot coffee, extra.
Marky Mark and I were chatting last night. Don't go dying.
Oh my God. I almost passed out. I laughed so hard. The world went black for a minute.
Oh my God.
You're
beet red.
Holy smokes, that was...
Who knew Marky Mark would do that to you?
Oh my God. Oh
Come back to
my
life.
cousin knew Marky Mark. He was on his dance team. Oh.
Hey, my girl's dating someone who was hanging out with Marky Mark.
Oh my god.
No joke. This is how it happens in New England, guys. This is how it happens. So I really think Sophie Skelton has got her A game up for New England. We love Sophie.
Marky Mark.
You know what I liked?
Oh, what'd you like? Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
Ketchup.
This is already derailed.
The French fries.
Oh yeah, great
All
little
that.
moments. Great
So
little moments.
sweet.
It reminded me of the Boston cream a little bit, but it was much better. Like there's nothing better than hearing Roger say Boston cream pie.
Nothing.
But like the whole thing is like,
I
come
actually
on.
want some right now
Hey,
just because you said it.
We're in America. They're called French fries. You know, and
So cute.
Just that whole sequence, that whole drive time sequence between the two.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I never felt like Outlander the show earned the relationship between Roger and Bree. I always felt like it was the love that Roger and Bree had for their relationship was based on the equity from the books. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Like you needed to have been a book reader to appreciate the attraction, the love. I mean, yes, they're both beautiful people, but like I agree that on screen we weren't able to fall in love as much as we needed to, and this episode did that for us.
Right. And the show has never, in my opinion, justified the existence for their relationship.
Gosh, that's a really harsh phrase to say. Can you say that a little less harsh? Justified the existence for their relationship?
Well, yeah, because they're
sweet nerds.
Well, I think we got a smidge. I think we got a smidge in season 3 with the Boston cream pie.
Oh my gosh, what about like the traveling and looking at the, driving in the car and sightseeing together? That was cute.
No, but again, and maybe because it was due to Sophie Skelton's, what I feel like labored acting at the time. But I never felt like, oh my God, these two were supposed to be together. This is amazing. I love seeing them on screen. Like I said, you got a little bit of that at the end of season 3, but I think this episode has totally changed that.
Agreed.
And I'm in on Roger and Bree. I'm in on it because they're so fiery, both of them. And as hard as it was to hear Roger say like, well, yeah, you can F me, but you don't want to be married to me. Like, it was hard to hear that. It was hard to see Bree slap him. But the redeeming thing about the whole part of it was, yes, they had this argument. He's at the thing waiting for his name to be called, and she is not there, but he looks back and all of a sudden there she is. And they're both willing to say, wow, that was really dumb. I'm really sorry. And of course it gets derailed. It totally gets derailed. But just that
yes.
It's just a young relationship, and they're doing young stupid things and saying young stupid things to each other. And I'm in.
I loved actually when Claire was talking to Jamie about how she spent so much time away from Bree, and how maybe that's why Bree chose history as her major, because she felt more connected to Frank. And yet, as you said, in this episode, we saw Jamie Claire baby now grown up.
Right.
Like literally this is Jamie and Claire's daughter in so many ways, personality wise and sex drive wise, and I'm going to do what I want and take the lead for a little bit.
When the shirt ends up on the stags, the deers,
yes.
the antlers, even I was like, oh, hey girl.
Right?
Hey girl. Like she's got no problem letting you know what's up.
She's no monk.
And the direction, I think, for this portion, when we're talking about Roger and Bree, the direction here by your boy Ben Bolt, excellent stuff. The portion with Roger singing and the two looking at each other, talking to each other, even when they meet, like he takes the whole frame and fills it with their face, and there's little room for interpretation about what they're feeling, because you see it in plain sight. It's right there. He allows the actor to fill that frame with what they're trying to convey. So when he's singing or when they meet at the airport or whatever, fantastic stuff. And there's also this great transition as well. when we're going back and forth from Jamie and Claire to Roger and Bree. Roger and Bree are on the highway driving down into South Carolina, and there's this North Carolina.
I got you, boo.
And there's this fantastic transition of them driving on the highway, and it goes to Jamie and Claire in the same perspective on the trail.
Maybe even on the same road.
I think that's what they're implying.
Guys,
you know, like
seriously, how cool.
Some really great stuff.
I love it.
So before we get into the rest of the Jamie and Claire stuff, we just want to talk to you quickly about the awesome Caswell Massey.
Castle Massey has 266 years of experience bringing only the best products to their customers. And in fact, some of their current products still use recipes and ingredients that they've been working on for centuries.
Do you think they include wooden teeth? I told you I was going to get wooden teeth in every one.
Castle Massey's Centuries line offers beautiful fragrances, plant-based, triple-milled bar soaps, cream lotions that work while moisturizing beautifully, and soon-to-be liquid soaps in almond, sandalwood, my favorite,
Oh, hey, girl.
verbinia, and lavender.
Wow.
This collection celebrates the natural scents of these ingredients, and so they are all single-note fragrances as a tribute, meaning the scent, it's uninterrupted.
Oh.
All of these products, too, are sold separately, but recently have come out as a gift set, like the sandalwood we gave out last week, which are honestly all perfect for the holidays. So to find out more about Castle Massey's dedication to quality, or for those Black Friday deals, remember we talked about it earlier, up to 25% off, and heck, for you, they're throwing in an extra 20% off that discount.
Because it's the Outlander Cast clan that rules.
Seriously, that's like up to 45% discount, guys. Go to CaswellMassey.com and enter the code OutlanderCastBF at checkout, like Black Friday, or you want to know what I just thought? Like your best friend.
Caswell Massey. Outlander Cast, we're all your best friends.
That's right, OutlanderCast BF. And to keep up with their products, promotions, and learn more about the rich history of their brand and their ingredients, you can also follow them on social media at Caswell Massey.
If it's good enough for George Washington, it's good enough for you. That's all I'm going to say. That's one of the major selling points for me.
Seriously.
I love that. I love that George Washington
Here comes
wore.
the general.
We need to have a Hamilton podcast. The moment you've been waiting for.
Okay.
George Washington.
You just need to have that clip while we talk about Castle Massey.
That's
and
a good point.
whenever you want to mention your boy.
That's what I'm
got
gonna do.
that.
Next
I got you.
week I'm gonna bring up some Hamilton.
Deidre Stock's going to be so proud. You did done good, Deidre. All right, so we're moving into the Jamie and Claire storyline.
Yep.
Which, whoa, okay.
Wow. Yeah.
First, they leave Auntie Jocasta.
Oh, your girl auntie ain't happy.
Oh, all right. I know she has slaves. I know, okay? We dealt with that in episode 2, so just hold those emotions at bay. Let's close that door, okay? Aside from that, poor Auntie Jocasta, okay? She's alone. Her husband's kept dying. She's stuck in America. And here comes Jamie. And all she wishes is that she could see his face. And she tried and tried and tried to have him stay. But we all know and understand why Jamie and Claire don't want to stay. But can we just have a moment and stand in Auntie Jocasta's really nice shoes on that really nice upholstered couch?
In that really nice house.
Dang.
On that really nice river.
Dang. And she's saying, are you serious?
What are you talking about?
Who's going to come over for Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
You guys don't even know what Thanksgiving is. You're probably going to miss it. Goodness.
You get these other jabronis knocking down her door, try to get in on
Oh my
it.
gosh, it wasn't even like weeks have gone by. It was like, hi, we're going to burn and kill you, Jocasta. And then Jamie and Claire like, so we're going to peace out.
Deuces.
And Jocasta's like, I can't flip and see. Where are you going? We don't know. We don't know where we're going.
We're just getting out of here.
Maybe we'll write you a letter. And she's like, oh my gosh. Goodness.
Oh, man.
Goodness. So, of course, she's able to lay her heart out for Jamie. But man, the icy cold female interaction between her and Claire.
Listen, Auntie knows how to go alpha dog. She knows how to go alpha dog.
And she should. She's the owner of River Run.
Sure.
She needs to be able to do that, especially as a female at that time. Mm-hmm. But holy
She
smokes.
gives Claire the business. She's like telling her you're holding her back. And do you think that Claire is holding Jamie back? There's a real question for you. What do you think, darling?
I don't know, man. I mean, I know it happens. And as they say in this episode, Jamie kind of loves to be naughty. He was
Yes.
totally like Harry Potter, where he put the hat on, and
You're a wizard, Harry.
the Sorting Hat was like, "So I see that you're really brave. That's cool. Like you're kind of Gryffindor, but why do you want to keep being a smuggler? Why do you want to keep being someone who's wanted by the law? What's going on here?" And he's like, "Yeah, I like to be naughty a little bit." So because of that, I think that it's because Jamie is so smart that really having a desk job, aka the printing job, just isn't his cup of tea, which is why he would have flourished, like Auntie Jocasta said.
Sure.
He was made to lead.
Yes, he is. I think he's a leader by nature, and the show has been telling you that, I think, throughout its whole run, even is starting, I think, especially in season 2.
You know, no matter what, because of the slavery issue, it just could not have happened. But let's be real, that household, oh man, it would have been weird having Claire and Jocasta all the time sitting and having dinner together. "Oh, Claire, I heard that you didn't want to wear the pink dress today. Oh, I guess pink's not your color." Like, I bet you Jamie said, "You couldn't pay me enough to have to be in a household with those two women. I'm already going to have to hang out with them on some holiday called Thanksgiving. That is one time, once a year. That's all I can flip and handle."
I have to eat a turkey? What's that?
They have turkeys
I don't know. I'm
in
just
the
saying.
UK.
I'm just saying.
Don't you remember the Christmas Carol? And Scrooge is like, "Hey, you, buy the biggest turkey." The little boy down below?
Yes.
Okay. You're
Yes.
welcome.
I recall. One of the questions
I hope they
I
have
have,
turkeys in Scotland. Here I am saying just the UK, but I don't know. I'm going to Google that.
one of the questions, you know what? This was going to be an outlandish theory of mine.
When you Google, do they have turkeys? It comes up, do they have turkeys in Turkey? That's a great question.
I wonder if Claire has this supernatural connection to those who are also travelers. Like, if you recall in season 3, when she touched what we end up to find out, which is Gallus's bones, that she knew how the person was murdered. Like, she knew, and she knew how things went down with that person, right? And she touches the bones, the skull that she sees, and the skull, and Gallus was a traveler, and the skull that we see has silver fillings, which, as Claire states, won't be invented for another 100 years or so, which means this guy, or this person who's a skull...
If anyone's wondering, I found a recipe for cook a traditional Scottish Christmas turkey, so I think they do.
Which means that this Indian guy, the one that she has the vision of,
Yes.
that he was a traveler as well.
Okay, P.S. Does anyone else feel awkward feeling like we need to be politically correct since it's 2018, and we feel like, even though they're being called Indians in the show, that we feel like we need to be calling them Native Americans or the indigenous people?
I don't. I don't feel awkward about it because the show is allowing it, and since the show is allowing it, I think it's fair game
For Outlander cast?
for Outlander cast. I think it's fair game. If you listeners out there, the Outlander cast clan says otherwise, I'm happy to change it. And just
I am so carefully PC programmed that I feel like I will only be able to say Native Americans.
Well,
but continue.
But I'm not.
No, I get what
I'm
you're
not
saying.
being derogatory. I'm just using the terminology that
I
the show
agree.
is using.
I'm just wondering for conversations that go on Twitter or Facebook or amongst friends in regards to Outlander.
Right.
Are you feeling a little naughty?
So I just wonder if Claire has this connection with travelers, and that is why she's able to see
The ghost?
The ghost. And also another great bit of editing and camera work there.
Oh, yes.
Having the guy come in and out of the picture
The
as the flashes come down and this vision.
Claire kept her something together.
Oh my
I would have been
God.
screaming, saying, "What the heck's going on?
What is
Get
that
away!"
noise?
I would have been throwing things.
Right. So I really liked this. I liked that, and I've never seen the world so up in a flame or up in a flutter about zippered up boots than I have when it comes to this episode.
Okay.
Like
I
Twitter
must have
lost
missed
its
that.
mind
About zippas?
about the zipper on Claire's boots
Why?
because they forgot that Claire had those boots when she came over.
Guys, Claire just came from the 1960s. All those boots got zippers.
So
Wait, why are people upset?
No, I don't think they're upset. They collectively lost their mind because the boots had zippers, and I think a lot of people forgot.
Or a lot of people being like, the costuming department has gone to shite now that Terry's gone.
Yeah.
Look at the mistake they made.
They had a zipper boot.
They went to Target for her shoes.
You know who wouldn't have done that? Marky
Terry.
Mark.
Oh my God.
Because we keep on saying zippers.
I know. Okay.
So and then we also have this great little bit of supernatural mystery element here too with the boots. And how did they get to that creek? How did the footprints get stuck there? This is when you know Outlander is at its best.
Yes.
Because it's introducing these elements where you're like, ooh. Like remember that first season with the blood on the door frames and the summoning and the druids dance. It all just felt
little Outlander magic.
Yeah, it felt magical.
Yes.
And not in like a Harry Potter magic, but just like a mystic
little pixie
like
dust.
it's just interesting. Like wow, that is otherworldly.
Correct.
You know, in some form or fashion.
And how chill once again was Claire when she's like, I didn't walk these boots over here.
Well,
you didn't walk.
I think she has every opportunity to be chill because she just passed through stones twice.
I know, but that's what I'm getting at is that Claire, who's like this really sensible woman, she herself has done these magical things. Now she's holding on to the silver filling skull. Boots, but walking around.
By the way, putting a skull into her bag like it's NBD.
Oh my gosh, Claire, where's your hand sanitizer? Where's your On Guard? Goodness gracious. I just feel like I need to make a GIF of Auntie Jocasta just saying, goodness gracious, because I feel like that's what she would do.
She would absolutely say that.
Of course, Claire would put a skull in her bag. Walking around with zippers. What is a zipper?
Oh, man. Oh, man. So I really feel like what Jamie and Claire do here is they finally find their place. And why I really loved this portion with Jamie and Claire is what I was hoping for from this season. And I want to get your take on it, honey, which is they're just surviving. Like, you know, it's...
Obviously, they're not hungry enough to eat all the strawberries off the ground.
But, like, you know, there's this thing where, you know, like you could make an argument, like, is it kind of lame that, like, Claire gets lost and she's separated from Jamie? And
I don't think it's lame.
They've spent so many times, like, separating the two, that it's like, okay, they did it again. But luckily they resolved it by the end of the episode, which is great. But they're just surviving. Is that something that you think the show is really good at, or do you want to see more action involved out of it?
No, I love Drums of Autumn because of moments like this, the simplicity, the real living in the mountains, in the woods, and how something as simple as not abiding. I'm like, this word is not coming out right. Abiding by the buddy system. Okay, there's a buddy system rule for a reason, Claire. They should have taught you that in the war. Mm-hmm. Don't just going after Clarence by herself in a storm. Not a good idea. Not a good idea. So now Claire has learned the buddy system rule. At least we think. Probably not.
Hopefully she has.
Until she gets Sassenach wasted again, and then she'll go off into the woods again by herself.
All right, so you want to get to the Outlander cast staff thought of the week?
I surely do.
This one comes by the way of a familiar voice. I'm very happy that she's back for this one segment.
Yes.
It's your girl Kendra.
Kendra,
let's take it away.
Hey, Mary and Blake. It's great to be back this week, and it's been wonderful hearing the different perspectives from the rest of the staff. I'll get right to it. I absolutely loved this episode. It wasn't perfect, certainly not in a way that you might say of the Garrison Commander or the Devil's Mark. But this episode just made me so inexplicably happy that I've got to give it 4.9 kilts. The only issue I had was some uneven delivery from Sophie early on in the episode, but she shines in her weightier moments playing well off Richard Rankin. The main thing I want to touch on, though, is the stag imagery. Considering it's even the focus of the title card, I think it's safe to say this is our theme. We open with a gigantic wicker stag. This sets us up to look out for more instances where the stag will appear. In mythology, the stag represents innocence and purity. It also represents a gatekeeper to the dream world. So if we keep that in mind, we get a pretty clear series of beats. We get the actual wicker stag representing Roger's hope for his future with Bree. Then we get Clarence, which, how great is it that we always hear him before we see him? Clarence stands in as a surrogate stag, leading Claire away so she can find the opal and the skull. Then she's led back to Jamie by a literal spirit guide where they find their future home. If Clarence hadn't led Claire away from the main path, they never would have found Fraser's Ridge. When Roger goes to Bree's cabin, we see the mounted stag head on the wall. This represents not only Roger's dream of Bree, but how he sees her. It represents her purity, but she tosses her blouse over it, almost mocking that version of herself that Roger thinks he knows. It's stuffed and mounted, giving the semblance of life, but long dead. Later, when she's rejected him yet again, Roger stands and watches as the wicker stag and his hopes for a future with Bree go up in flames. Claire and Jamie chase their guides and find their dream home. And Roger chases his and finds his dreams dashed. If you're a nerd like me and you love stag imagery, I wrote a longer piece on stag imagery in pop culture, and that's for the Living Reminders blog, so you can go ahead and check that out. One gaffe that I noticed was the fake moss lifting up off of the tree branch where Jamie ties Clarence. In the next shot, you can clearly see that the moss is kind of wrinkled, so oops. I've heard pushback about the end being overly corny with the "we'll call it Fraser's Ridge" line, and maybe it is a little, but I don't care. After last week, it made me happy. And it also gave me Little House on the Prairie vibes. It felt episodic in the absolute best way. It makes for really great long-form television, if not necessarily the most compelling reading. Sorry. I loved it, and can't wait for next week. Back to you guys. Sayonara from Japan.
All right, Kendra, thank you so much. As always, it's just good to hear her voice back on this thought of the week. I enjoy it.
I agree.
I enjoy it. All right, I got an outlandish theory of the week. Are you ready?
Do tell.
Well, outlandish theory of the week is brought to you by Minute with Mary.
Hey guys. So, Minute with Mary, of course, is a great place to check out your skincare and your makeup. And the reason that we wanted to make sure that you knew about Minute with Mary is because it's like the holiday shopping week. This is where it kicks off, and there's a lot of things going on. So make sure you search the hashtag Minute with Mary on Facebook so I can hook you up.
All right, so it was great to see Ian today, and having him come into his own and like being BFFs with John Quincy Myers and having that relationship. Something tells me, and also knowing that he's staying in America, it's probably something that his mother wouldn't want or his father wouldn't want. But it was great to see that he's telling Jamie, listen, by the time you were my age, you were already fighting over in France. You become a man. And convincing Jamie, you know what? Yeah, you're right. You're right. And Jamie was fully opposed to Ian doing Ian things. And again, this budding friendship with John Quincy Myers is nice. I just got this sneaking feeling that Ian is going to get himself into trouble again. He's absolutely going to get himself into trouble again. And he said something that was leaning towards the way that I'm going, which is like, listen, I've been through all of this. I've been kidnapped. I've run with pirates. I almost got killed. I've been in a freaking hurricane. And he just seems to find ways to get himself taken or getting in trouble, or he just seems like one of those kids that like bad stuff happens to him.
He needs a break
all the time.
You know,
he does need a break. He needs to like
He's
chill
like
out.
the Frodo Baggins of this crew. You know,
He's
you're like,
absolutely
poor
Frodo.
Kid. Poor Frodo.
He is totally
He needs to
Frodo.
sail on that elven ship.
Eat some more Latmus bread.
Yes.
You know, I just feel like he's going to get himself in trouble, especially if he is going to be friends with John Quincy Myers and he's going to go off and do something stupid, get caught somehow. And my guess is that he runs into Stephen Bonnet. In one way or another, he runs into Stephen Bonnet and there's trouble a brewing, and that's how Stephen Bonnet comes back into the story.
It's not enough vinegar in this world. to fix a bonnet.
No. So that is my outlandish theory. My darling, what do I get out of that one?
Interesting.
That one doesn't. That interesting sounds like I'm kind of full of it. Just throwing that out there. Okay.
Mock me.
Please hang up and try again.
Okay, we've got a couple of giveaways that we want to tell you about this week.
All right, the first giveaway we got from Caswell Massey is actually the Centuries EDT sampler. Which what is that, right?
Yeah.
What is that?
I assume it's a sampler of the ones that I talked about earlier.
Exactly, that's what it is. It's 450 milliliters in the almond and sandalwood and the verbena and lavender.
Love.
Oh, you know how special lavender is to Outlander folk. Okay, this one is actually a $60 value, and you can find this one over at OutlanderCastClan.com.
Nice.
It's for the clan members over there. But then we also got a second one too, which is the Centuries Lavender gift set.
What?
More lavender. Lavender.
It's calming, and I'm not going to lie. This time of year, I can use some calming in my life.
Whenever I hear the word lavender, you know how I always equate always with Snape?
Yeah.
I hear lavender and I equate it with Black Jack Randall no matter what.
A lot of Outlander fans do.
I can't look at lavender ever the same again, but I still love lavender.
It smells so good.
It does smell
calms
good.
me down.
So this one actually has the 115 milliliter of a bottle of lavender, the lavender bar soap, and also lavender lotion. And this one is a value of $49.95, right?
Nice.
And you can actually find this one at OutlanderCastClanGiveaway.com.
Awesome.
All right, so the first one is OutlanderCastClan.com, and the second one is OutlanderCastClanGiveaway.com. You'll be able to sign up for them. We're going to get our winners for the previous week's giveaways tomorrow. If you're listening to this now, whenever you're listening to it, that's probably the day after this is recorded.
You're confusing me, Blake.
Doesn't
You're
matter.
confusing my brain.
So I just want to say these are great giveaways. And make sure you go to castlemassey.com and do take advantage of this freaking
Outlander Cast
phenomenal,
BF. We're your best friends, guys.
phenomenal deal that they're giving you for Black Friday. Just stop wasting your time. Stop worrying about gifts. Just go there. You know you're going to get the good stuff. And buy all the stuff for all your Christmas presents because, hey, why waste the time, right? Why waste the time? Just go there and buy it. My darling, are you ready to close this bad boy out? This this Mocky Mock podcast? Worthy podcast?
Wicked ready.
Wicked good guy.
I once loved a life. I loved of seaweed.
It's your boy Roger singing.
I know.
This comes courtesy of Angela Hickey. Thank you very much for giving me this file. Thank you.
Thank you.
You want to let this one ride?
We have a lot to say, but we can.
But now she's
can enjoy it.
rewarded me well for my love.
So good.
For she's gone to be wed to another.
I like this song a lot better than the song of death singing in the pub.
Yeah, I
That one
agree.
I would not sing along to. This one I would enjoy. Well, we want to thank so many of you. First of all, you. Yeah, you right there. You can smile. I'm thanking you because you took the time to listen to this podcast, and we really appreciate it, letting us into your lives, into your gym, into your car, into your kitchen, wherever you're listening to this episode. And we appreciate it because we know that you took the time to do that. We also want to thank those who've taken the time to leave us a written review in your podcast app of choice. This week, it goes to Navy97, who said, "Love your podcast. I look forward to each and every podcast. You guys are great." Well, thank you, Navy97.
Thank
You're
you.
great too. You're great too. We also want to thank our patron community.
All the people over there at OutlanderCastClan.com, that fantastic community. You make all of this happen, and it's a wonderful community where we actually have all this extra special stuff, and we make it all happen with all these people who have these great conversations all the time. So thank you guys. Thank you very much.
We especially want to thank people who are at the associate producer level. That's Carolyn, Celine, Diane, Heather, Jennifer, Linda, Marilyn, Mary, Michelle, and Patricia. Our co-producer level, which is Barbara, Callan, Dana, Dieta, Janet, Keelan, Lisa, Liz, Marianne, Meredith, Raynal, Sharon, Sue, Kara, Tina, and Tracy. And last but not least, our executive producer level, Anne, Bobby, Jen, Peg, and Sarah. Thank you all, and thank you to the Outlander cast staff. We love you guys. For now, I'm Mary.
I'm Mocky Mock.
And you've been listening to Outlander Cast.